The other day, as I was browsing YouTube, the video popped in my recommended, and by the title I knew it was gonna be a hell of a ride, and so I watched it, and I was right. Not only is the video lackluster, but also full of lies and misinterpretations. Now, you might not know it, but this person is bad, to the point that there's bewwares written about them by multiple parties. And since this has been pointed out by another creator, this is just an attempt to garner another audience to shit talk these people and make themselves out to be the good guy here who is just a victim. But that's just not the case. This person is the abuser in the situation and has been taking advantage of people's ignorance for years now. But anyway, let's get to the video. I'm a little late to introductions, but you guys can call me Reina. Now, let's back up a little because to understand this video better, we need to look at the previous one. In this previous video, the user claims that they got banned from Toyhouse unlawfully, and that Toyhouse themselves didn't let them save any of their hard work, and they threw the accusation that their ex has some sort of influence over this ban. Not only is this an outrageous thing to claim, but it's wrong. The real reason you were banned was because you were stealing from Bad Blush, someone who you claim to be disgusted by the way, and from other creators. And then, to put the cherry on top, you decided to test the waters and make another account in which you yourself admit were banned because you ban-evaded Toyhouse. This is not on the document you provided, but an Instagram account cataloging every instance of Bunny's lying, manipulation, and more. Links will be in the description. In the account, you can clearly see not once, not twice, but more than 3 times you've ripped them off, which in and of itself is a kind of worms that we'll discuss next. Now, the designs themselves aren't all that similar, like a one-in-one copy, but they are close enough to where it's a ripoff, enough so that Toyhouse themselves decided to ban this person. Pay attention to that. Toyhouse themselves did that. Nobody else decided to close their account. Sure, let's say that Bunny's ex reported the account and showed evidence of their claims. This is still Toyhouse's fault. If Toyhouse decided that it wasn't enough proof, they wouldn't have closed Bunny's account, but that wasn't the case. They claim that their ex somehow had influence over Toyhouse's admins, but I just don't think you can claim that without evidence. Now, moving on to Brad Blush. I find it particularly funny that they claim they are disgusted by Brad Blush because of a certain toy they own, yet they feel comfortable enough to shit talk behind their back, rip them off, and make fun of them. This doesn't really read like disgust to me, more like pettiness. Pettiness because they were caught, pettiness because someone else is successful. They claim that Brad Blush made a comment that said, "I'm not here to be affordable," which makes no sense. So what if they aren't here to be affordable? Isn't that what most artists who solely rely on commissions aspire to be? We all would love to make a living out of our work, don't we? I mean, you yourself do this, Bunny. You should understand that not everybody can afford art. Artists don't have to be affordable if they want to live out of their hard work. Or are you perhaps jealous of someone that, quote unquote, makes a living out of selling basic dog and cat designs, is able to live comfortably by selling said things? I can't make that claim since I don't know you, but that's how it reads. Also, this is alleged, but didn't you quit your job to pursue art full time? How on earth do you have the audacity to tear down other people for how they praise their art? You should be understanding of it. You and many other artists probably aspire to do the same, to be able to price their work for what it's worth. It's concerning that you feel confident enough in your claims to say things like, "Yeah, that comment is bad. The toy they use is bad. They are gatekeepy," because you don't provide any proof of said things. At the end of the day, they are just comments you are making that could very well hurt the reputation of said person. Opinions aren't facts. Things you heard aren't facts. If you're gonna throw a big accusation like that out in the wild, make sure you can back it up. Now let's move on into caffeine. I really don't have much to say because it is well known this person does what Bunny claims. And yes, there are viewers on them, so they have a point here. However, zoophilia or any zoophile content is not allowed on the website, and yet to the small amount of moderators on their website, it's impossible to go through every single one of them. I'm sure that eventually the moderators will do their job. I won't go over the last person they mentioned because it's just the same thing as before. This is just a lack of management on Toyhouse's part. They also claim that it's people like Brad Blush that drive people to Toyhouse, and that's how Toyhouse makes money, but that's just not the case as seen here by this comment. Now, after the video dropped, as a sort of fuck you to the people Bunny abused, they decided to link the dog written against them so people could come to their own conclusion. Safe to say people were confused. Not only was the dog dropped out of nowhere, but they also didn't provide any context. I won't be going over this document, or maybe I will in the near future, but just know that the document was written to show proof of Bunny's actions, which you can yourself read in the description. I personally would love to cover the whole doc, but I don't want to drag the victims of it back into it, as they all have chosen to move forward and it's Bunny themselves that are rolling them back in. Overall, Bunny's video felt like gossip talk instead of whatever they tried to do, honestly. And that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.